and welcome once again to Arcadia FYI. My name is Christine Zito, and I'm so glad that you're here, especially on this show. You're probably, if this is your first time, you're probably asking, what is Arcadia FYI? Okay, I'll tell you. It's a show that is focused on community here in the city of Arcadia. The podcast will feature some really great interviews that I hope that will inform, enlighten, and entertain. It's going to address some of the issues, because I'm a resident of the city of Arcadia, some of the local issues here in our cities. We will have some fun time addressing those issues. Furthermore, I will provide information about activities outside our community so that you and your family and friends can participate and enjoy. Where can you hear Arcadia FYI? Well, at arcadiafyi.com or on your favorite podcast channel like YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Podcasts, and iHeartRadio. Also, when you go to arcadiafyi.com, you will find all the information about our guests that we have here on the show. But you can tell me what you want to hear on Arcadia FYI. Whether it be about your concerns in the city, or if you know of events in the city or outside the city that you would like to share, please let me know. It's easy to do. Just go to Arcadia FYI, fill out the form. It will come to me, and I will look at it and get it on the show. Why? Because your voice counts here. And also, I want to thank our sponsors. Yes, Longo Toyota and Star 7 Financial Services, the Santa Anita Park, and the Le Méridien Pasadena Arcadia Hotel. All right. For your information, I have someone very special in studio. Can you name this person? Number one, she is a business owner. She's in downtown Arcadia. She's a photographer. She's an author of a book, and we're going to be talking about that. But wait, there's more. She's a former professional race car driver. Let me introduce to you Nadine. Now, Nadine, you have to let me know if I get your last name right. Nadine Sachiko Hsu.
Yeah.
Shaku, because you own Shaku. Wait a minute. You know, I was practicing this before you were coming here. Now that you're here looking at me, I'm like,
okay, I won't look at you.
Totally, don't let me.
Nadine Sachiko Hsu. Just say that.
Sachiko Hsu Studios.
Yes. Sachiko Studio.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. And where is it located, your business?
I'm on Santa Clara, pretty much near Santa Clara and First. And yeah, I've been there since 2017.
Wow.
Yeah.
And, you know, I have to say, for your information, she was in the same building and moved out, and then I come in.
That's right.
And you moved to a bigger studio, because I like your studio.
Oh, thank you. But yeah, it all started here and on First Avenue.
Yeah, and if you go to my website, Pure Media Marketing, because I also do websites and do online video, the pictures, the what do you call it, the portrait that's on there, you took that picture. I love it.
Thank you for using that.
I know. Well, you do some really great photography. All right, I'm going to ask you some. This is getting to know Nadine. All right, Nadine, what is your favorite board game?
Ooh, Monopoly. That is so easy. When I was growing up, I would play Monopoly and I wouldn't know the rules, and then I'd play with my little brother and I would make up rules. And we'd go in lightning round and I'd be like, oh no, he's going broke. Okay, lightning round, and I would just like dump the bank and like give it to my brother.
Gosh,
yeah, Monopoly.
I could not. That's one game I could say that I did not enjoy. But when I did play it, I'd take all the railroads.
Yes.
Where were you born and raised?
Arcadia, California. I was born at Arcadia Methodist Hospital when it was called Arcadia Methodist. And I went to Temple City High, and I also went to Arcadia High, and went to Longley Way Elementary, First Avenue Junior High, and finished at Arcadia. So I never left.
You never left. Native California, native Arcadian. Do you have family? Married? Single? Wish you were single? Wish you were married more?
Very happily married, and I have 4 daughters.
No!
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You look. Okay, can I say you look great as a mom of 4
Thank
children.
you.
Okay, how old are they? How old?
My oldest is 28.
No.
And then I have a 17-year-old, 11, and 9. Yes. Struggling to remember their ages. There's too many. But I think that's right. Pretty sure.
All right. Okay. Are you a dog person or a cat person?
Cats all day. I grew up with cats. I always had about 3 cats, got married with cats. And it's really funny because in my book, there's no cats. So so we're working on the 3rd book, and guess what?
There's cats.
There's going to be a cat.
Do you obviously have
I'm
cats?
giving you the exclusive because nobody knows that. This is actually, I've never said to this to anybody.
Nobody say anything until it's published.
Shh, don't tell.
So you obviously have cats at home.
I did. And, we lost one recently. It's kind of sad. But, that's pet ownership.
Do you have any pets at home?
Not right now. Still mourning.
Okay, well, I can't, and then I can't ask you the next question. Do you believe that love is blind?
Love is blind. Now that I think about it, I do. And it's funny because I ended up falling for a guy that drives a really nice car. Because I'm a car person.
Yeah, I know.
I would judge people, based on what car they drove. And I really liked his car. And he's cute. But, furthermore, he was, too good to be true. Oh. And he was so beautiful inside as well. So I really got lucky. But I think if I hadn't even met him in person, it's just I would have met my soulmate. Without seeing him, it would be the same because he's just... That's what really connected us.
This cute, wonderful
the
guy?
love of my life.
Oh,
yeah, Benson.
So
we met from racing.
Oh, that is. Do you believe in heaven?
Oh yeah, it's there. It's there.
All right. Okay, so we can continue on now with the interview.
Good questions.
Okay. All right. I know. Well, there's 6 pages there. I don't want to give them all to you. There were some I was looking at. I think Nadine would like these.
Oh yeah.
Okay. First question. I need to talk about this because I love sports.
Okay.
Okay, go Dodgers.
Yes.
I mean, totally.
Yep.
Go Rams. I love anything Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to talk about your professional driving days.
Yes, yes.
Someone told me you were a drifter. Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So I joined drifting. I was the first female in the United States to pursue drifting. Thank you. And guess where it all started? It started at Irwindale Speedway.
Yeah.
Yes. And long live Irwindale Speedway. Recently closed. But so my first drifting experiences were at Irwindale Speedway. And those were the first sanctioned drifting events in the United States of America.
Yeah.
And I was really lucky to be the first female to stomp on those grounds. And I eventually met some other girls. I started mentoring a lot of women because I didn't like being alone. And come on, drifting is fun. It's like going bowling to me, but it's with your car and you slide and you ice skate with your car, but it's a professional motorsport in Japan that migrated over here to the States back in the early 2000s. And so I pursued that and I went pro and I drove the national drifting series called Formula Drift. Oh. And I was a 14 sponsored back driver. And I had endorsements and I would ship my car all over the United States and represent my sponsors. And I was brand ambassador for many companies like Yokohama Tire, Kumho Tire, and lots of other like Sparco, the people who make the racing suits, HJC helmets. So I had a lot of really cool sponsors and I competed and, then I retired.
I mean, did you win championships?
I think I was really successful at the smaller local non-pro competitions. Okay. Professional driving is so nerve-wracking, and it's not. It all of a sudden separates the people with a strong head game versus the people that they have great skills, but you've got to have both. You've got to be thinking like a killer, like a champion. And, I crashed a few times and it really kind of messed up my confidence. And, it just gets in your head. And you see it in the movies, but it's a real thing. So then anytime I would ever see K-rails when I'm drifting, I would think about the time that I ran into a K-rail and it was just messing with my head. And people paid me a lot of money to drive and you have a lot of pressure. So that then when it's not fun, you don't want to do it. So I love driving local drifting competitions and whooping everyone's butt. So much fun.
Do you still drift?
I still drift to this day.
I want to be invited.
Yeah, I should throw a little Arcadia Chamber of Commerce drifting event. That would be really funny. I know, right?
Karen McNair, you listening?
And
Karen?
Santa Anita Racetrack, I need your parking lot.
You know what, Pete, where's Pete? We need to get Pete Cibarone.
Yeah, we need to have a talk.
Yeah, we need to have a talk. That is just, I just think that is just a cool part of your life.
Yeah.
That is so interesting.
It's a lifestyle, and it was a chapter of my life, but it's a lifestyle that I'm currently it's still very much a part of my life.
And we're going to talk about your car and where's that at a little bit later, because I do want to get into what I really brought you in here for.
Thank you.
You wrote a book.
I wrote a couple books.
Yeah, I wrote a couple of books, and I'm holding both the books, both of them.
Oh man.
Okay, this is so unique. Okay, I'm telling you, this is when I grow up, I would like to be Nadine. I mean, she's a photographer, business owner, first woman to be a drifter in car racing, and she's an author of 2 books, and they're children books. And so let's talk about The Bully.
Yeah, Sachiko and the Bully. This book I wrote, and these books are all tightly based on my experiences in racing. And I wrote this book because I was bullied. And it was really difficult being one of the only females in my drifting field to go out on the track. So I was bullied on the internet, and a lot of people said some really mean things about me, but of course they weren't there with me driving. It was like behind their computer screen, and it was very difficult because when you're the only one, it's kind of like the reputation of all women are on your shoulders.
Yes.
And so that, my time wasn't very easy, and so I wanted to write about that. So I didn't say the internet in this book because it's kind of weird because it's a kid's book. Yeah. So I just said there's a bully named Ned, but Ned is a representation of the haters on the internet that I had to deal with. But it's a very, very true story, and I had people laughing at me, talking behind my back, whispering about me, and you always feel that all eyes are on you when you're kind of the spectacle, which I was at the time. So it's not always like easy peasy and fun, and it's not fun being a trailblazer. And so yeah, that's what the book is about. But it's got a really happy ending, actually.
This is, it does have, this is a serious issue. So just talking about that bullying.
Yep.
Did it take you down a road of, I'll just say it, depression and, it's trying to find your identity? I mean, and then did you get help? What would you say to somebody, I go through this?
Yeah, a lot of it magnifies your self-doubt, and it magnifies your imposter syndrome, because we all have it, right, to a certain extent, right? Mm-hmm. And it just balloons it, and it becomes so overwhelming that then you don't realize what's truth and what's actually something you've made up in your mind because one person said something that was hurtful, but it's really not indicative of like what the world thinks. And also, what do you care about what they think? Mm-hmm. And so that was a big thing in racing, was trying to remember that like it's about your driving. It's not about what people think about you. And bullying, it's just like, it's the same thing. It's like, so you don't like me. And this guy's threatened by me, and so that's why he's taking out on me and bullying me. But it's like trying to make sure that you keep that perspective that he may be struggling with something, and maybe that's why they're saying something.
But how did you get there? I mean, you didn't do that right away at the first beginning.
No way. Like, it can take you down. Yeah. It can take you down. But I really looked to my friends and told them, and I opened up to them about how I felt. And they instantly told me, they're like, why do you look to put salt in your wounds and keep reading all those bad comments about you? And I couldn't. It was like also my fault I just kept going to look for the bad things, all the bullying comments. And I got a lot of reassurance from not only my friends, but my mentors. And they really told me the most important thing was to just focus on moving forward and not worry about what people think of me. And they kept saying it over and over again. And they said, if you're not having fun, you're not going to drive well. And you need to remember that. And so it was very difficult for me. And I think that's probably why I didn't continue professionally racing, because the bullying was too much for me. So then I kind of retreated and kind of went back to my roots and realized I have more fun just competing locally and having fun with my friends. And I don't want all this pressure, and I don't like the spotlight because it brings this, and my mental wasn't like the A game. So I think over time.
Did you ever wanted to quit?
All the time. Every time I failed, like if I had a bad race or if I crashed or, everybody has bad days. It was like, you know what, I think I should just stop. And I told my significant other, Benson, who I'm now married to, and I would tell him every time, and he's like, just go to bed and like, we'll talk about it tomorrow. And if you feel like that again tomorrow or in a week, let's talk. But right now you've really got to get out of your head. And so I needed someone to kind of remind me, like, you are talking nonsense. Wake up. And so it was really hard. But, and then when I would spin out, if I do a drift and then I wouldn't finish it immediately, I'm just like, you're so dumb. This sucks. I'm so stupid. Everyone's watching me. I should just go home. So it was like a constant fight.
And how did you overcome that?
Failing so many times and realizing this is a part of my progress. And I would mentor other women who were going through it. And that kind of brought me out of it. Because then I'm like, I know exactly how you feel. And let me tell you, it's not right. You're getting in your own head. No one's watching you and no one really cares. It's only you. And then I started mentoring that. And then all of a sudden, you become a better teacher when you teach people.
Yeah,
right?
I was just going to say,
yes.
It does make you stronger when you can share.
That's right. So I think when I was mentoring my students, I think that's what really, healed me.
Yeah.
And I went on to do many more greater things than just driving. And to me, it was like a stepping stone that gave me this really strong foundation to rocket off of, to do amazing things like write books and start a business and start another business. And, I feel like racing to some people is huge, but to me it was just like, it was a stepping stone. And I owe a lot to drifting, but I've gone so much further.
The stage to where you're at today.
Yeah.
How life does
that. It was the obstacle course.
Yeah.
I passed.
Yeah, well, you did, because look at now, from racing, you married the dream of your life, and then here you got these books.
Yeah.
And you can share with other children that life is scary.
Yeah.
But you can work through it.
Yeah. And also I want to show children that girls race cars, and I want to normalize that, because so many of the kids that I read to, they go, this is not real, right? And I go, no, sweetheart, no, that's me. Like, this book is about me. And they're like, wait, you drive? And so just kind of teaching kids that, like, don't judge a book by the cover. And yeah, plenty of women race cars. It's very common. And so that's what I aim to get, like, what I hope to do with these books. And I've had a lot of opportunities to go to schools, both public and private, to read these books. And I get such a good response from not only the girls, but the boys too.
Yeah, because Ned ends up coming around.
The bully.
Okay, I don't want to get,
you don't want to give it away, but yes, I mean.
It's a good book. And I think it's a great book for any parent to give to their child. They're having problems in probably, I would say, I don't know. You can tell me. Bully starts in elementary, but bully
it could be younger.
Yeah,
that's right.
I think this is a great book. Now, on the back of your book, it says "Drifting Pretty."
Yes.
Who are these people? Rochelle,
so these are.
Ellie,
that's
Andrea.
I ran Drifting Pretty. I founded it in 2003, a year after I started drifting, because I wanted to get more women onto the racetrack. And so a lot of these females that I met, we kind of got together and we're like, I'm going to do Drifting Pretty. We're going to meet every month. We're going to work on cars together. We're going to work on cars together. We're going to get sponsors. We're going to go driving together. We're going to support each other and learn together and kind of come up in the ranks together.
Yeah.
And so those are the girls that are in Drifting Pretty today. It's still around. They're all racers. Their cars look like that in real life. And I love them, and we've become such great friends, and they've went on to do so many more amazing things than just drifting. Like,
You need to do a book on their little story.
Yes.
Stories of the drifters. And there's a couple of guys in there.
Yeah, my husband Benson, and he was our
Benson.
head instructor that kind of like helped mentor the ladies. And then
By the way,
Mark.
this is her. Okay, I'm showing this. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'm bringing this up there. And I'll blow it up. And so this is her husband right here. And I'm taking, these are your children.
Yeah.
Oh, man, what a beautiful family.
Thank you.
I'm jealous.
Oh.
This is really, there's your wedding.
Yeah, we got married,
I didn't see
and
this page.
my husband and I got married, and we both brought our own race cars to the wedding. So our cars got married at our wedding, and then a car magazine covered our wedding. So our photos ended up in the car magazine.
Whose car's faster, yours or yours?
Oh, mine all day.
Okay, all right.
All day, girl.
Okay, just
all
wanted to
day.
make sure. Okay, so that's the bullying. I want to talk about Go Racing.
Yeah, Sachiko Goes Racing is my origin story. So this is kind of how it all started, because I dreamt about it, I watched it, and I would sit passenger in the seat, and it just wasn't the same. I was like, you know what? I'm going to just do it myself. And then it talks about just going through daily life, anticipating what's going to happen at the racetrack, and you're scared, and you might crash your car, and you're doubting yourself, and you're getting a stomach ache because you're getting so nervous.
Right.
And then, at the end of the book, Sachiko goes to the racetrack, and you'll have to read the book to find out. But that's kind of how it started with me, and I was in my head a lot, and I don't know if it's my personality or me being a female or what, but instantly when I think of something new, I think of all the bad things that are going to happen, because I feel like an imposter, right? I'm not a driver, I'm an imposter. And it's like, okay, I think I might crash. Oh, okay, I think everyone's going to watch me. Oh, I think I might get hurt. And then it kind of ruins it, right? And then you should really just look forward to it. So we kind of talk about that in the book.
I do. Like, okay, on one of the pages it says,
it's my favorite page.
Okay, yeah. It's a picture of you and you're thinking. There's these pictures of these thoughts. One of them are like these ghostly demons, and another one is a car crashing up in flames. And this is what she's thinking. At school, she daydreams about racing her car. And then she started worrying. What if I'm not good at racing? What if people laugh at me? What if I crash my pretty car? Her tummy hurt and her hands got sweaty. Was she ready?
You'll have to read the book to find out.
Read the book.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm sorry, but here it is right here. I'm showing it again up into the camera.
And that page, I got feedback from a lot of the kids that have my book, is that's actually the scariest page in the book.
It is.
And so some kids skip that page because they're so scared of the pictures of the demons and the car burning.
Those are true pictures.
That's exactly what was going through my head.
Of fear.
That's right. Because our minds go really far, and it's silly. That stuff didn't happen, and it never did all the times I've gone drifting, but it's just your mind creates this weird.
What do they say, that your fears, most of them never happen?
Yeah.
They only happen in our mind.
That's right. Minds are a funny thing, aren't they?
They are.
Yeah. Stop it, mind.
I know. Is there a way we can train our mind? I just, during my fears, I just ask God, please give me your peace. And, the reason why I bring this up and we have this conversation is because when I started in the entertainment industry, my first time ever on the air, it's funny how we remember, out of all the years, almost 17 years, I remember the first call from a listener. The very first call. And I pick up the phone and she says, "Why are you so happy?" Oh, what, you think that we want to listen to happy people? And to this day, I can hear her voice, I can hear her tone, and it's weird that our mind, and then if all the other calls that came in that said, "Oh, we love you," didn't even.
Yeah, you latched onto the one anomaly.
Yeah, the one that was just so negative.
Yeah.
And you have to learn in the entertainment industry, and I'm pretty sure in any type of sporting, you just have to let the water roll off a duck's
trickle
back.
off. That's right.
I had to learn. I'm not saying I'm perfect at it. I've been away from the industry for a while, and being a business owner, you're in a whole new world.
Yeah.
Of negativity.
That's right.
That's right. You just have to work past that.
That's right.
And speaking of having your own business, You're a photographer.
I am. I have a portrait studio.
Let's talk about how you got into. Okay, so you go drifting. Yeah, you're an author, and you're a photographer. Now you have this business.
It's all linked. Okay. It's all linked from drifting, because when I was in drifting, I would always be photographed by these guy photographers that were really bad. And, you know, being a female driver, I want to be known for my driving. I don't want to be sexy. I'm not a model. I'm a driver. And so they would always be like, show me sexy. And I'm just like, what? Can I just show you happy? They're like, unbutton your racing suit. And I'm like, oh my God, you guys, these are the worst. And so it really, and then I would photograph my students in Drifting Pretty. And I'm like, you know what? This is cool, like photographing people and making them feel comfortable in their own skin. Because that's my thing, is these guys did not know how to photograph me, right? They were just like treating me like I was meat. And so that kind of became my specialty, and I kind of learned from my students like what worked best in photographing girls who hate being photographed. And then I had kids, and then I was very inspired by like just wanting to document things, and then people started asking me, and I'm like, you know what? This might not be a bad job, because I'm passionate about making people feel comfortable in front of the camera. And I felt like there wasn't enough nice photographers that do that. They're more just like arty people that don't look at you as a human, but they look at you as like a subject. And so I started Sachiko Studio in 2011. And a few years later, I got a studio in this very office building. And and I grew. I doubled the space in 2 years. And then I quadrupled the space another year later because of the demand for these kind of portraits. Like it really resonated with people. Like, this is actually, it makes photography, like getting photo shoots, like fun and addictive rather than like a chore, right?
Do you think that writing stories, your pictures tell stories? Yeah.
I mean, I don't illustrate these. I have an illustrator, but when I have her illustrate my stories, they're my illustrations in my mind, and I tell her, and everything becomes one in the book. So I wish I could draw, but if I drew, this is exactly what was in my mind, and I don't kind of let them deviate. And
I think it's great. I have to say this, that when I first met you and I was going to my first photo shoot with you, you sit me down and the very first thing I said to you, I don't like studio. I just don't want to be in the studio because I feel like it doesn't reflect me.
Yeah, you were damaged.
I was damaged, yeah.
Yes.
And you're all and you were just like, okay. And I'm pretty sure you already had it all set up, but you were so good at changing plans.
Oh, thank you.
So we went outside and we did outside, and I felt great.
Yeah.
And but then I liked your honesty when we were getting ready to do the second one. You're like, okay, I'm doing your makeup, I'm doing your hair, because there's more to you. Yeah. That is great, Nadine, that you look beyond when it comes, and that's why I asked you the question about story, because you're a good storyteller.
Thank you.
And you know how to share that in a picture of somebody to tell their story.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm passionate about it, but I think it comes from being photographed, right?
Yes.
And then, but I want to tell other people's stories.
Pictures tell 1,000 words.
They do. If they could only talk, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. That's true. Only if they can talk. So where can people find your book?
You can find my book online at sachikogoesracing.com. That's SACHIKO goesracing.com. Also at the Santa Anita Mall, if you're there, at Kinokuniya. It's a bookstore next to Adidas on the second floor, across from See's Candy. They also carry my book. They're one of my biggest distributors. And also at the Peterson Automotive Museum in Los Angeles. They're another big distributor of mine.
And that's what we're getting to. And by the way, I just want to let you know also too, if you go to arcadiafyi.com, I'll have all this information on there also. Your car is in a museum.
Yes, it's going there. She's getting packed up right now. My original race car that I got in 1998. That's when I got it. And it traveled with me, and I crashed 1 million times and changed the color 3 times. But I'm in an exhibit with the Japanese American National Museum, and there's an exhibit at Art Center in Pasadena and called Cruising J-Town. And they're featuring Japanese Americans in the automotive industry. And I get to be in that exhibit in my car, and it's
so cool. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you. It's an honor. We've been working on the exhibit for 5-6 years. I know that it's even longer in the making, but that exhibit runs July 31st through November 12th, and you can visit janm.org, janm.org, for more information on Cruising J-Town. That is the name of the exhibit.
Okay, and I'll get more of that. So
yeah,
thank you so much.
Thank you, Christina.
On more Arcadia FYI, and for your information, you can your website to your photography.
Yes, it's sachikostudio.com. That's SACHIKO studio.com.
And again, it will also be on ArcadiaFYI.com. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Christina.
And continued success.
And FYI, this is super fun. Thank you so much for the invitation. It's an honor to be here. And long live the city of Arcadia. I love Arcadia. Woo! Born and raised, never left, not going anywhere. Thanks, guys.
Isn't Nadine the greatest right here, an Arcadian in the city of Arcadia? For your information, you can find all the information that Nadine talked about at ArcadiaFYI.com, as you will for all the guests that come on this show. Remember, you can hear Arcadia FYI at ArcadiaFYI.com or on your favorite podcast channel like YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio. And if you have anything you want to hear, I want to hear about it. And you can do that by going to ArcadiaFYI.com, fill out the form, and I will get in touch with you and work on getting that show on Arcadia FYI. I would like to thank our sponsors, Longo Toyota in El Monte. You got to stop by. They're on this huge acreage. It's like a mall. You just got to check it out. Star 7 Financial with Francine Chu. I love you. The Santa Anita Park in Arcadia. Chelsea, you are wonderful. Pete's even going to be on. Pete Ciboreau is going to be on talking about the Olympics and other things that you probably don't even know that go on at the Santa Anita Park. It's really a lot of fun. And to Gabby and Blanca over at the Le Meridian Pasadena Arcadia Hotel. They're great people. I love that hotel. You got to go to the bar. You got to go to the restaurant. There's so many things that happen in Arcadia. Until next time on Arcadia FYI, be blessed and make it a great day. Make it a great week.